Dream Team, it's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with how did Michael Jordan do against Larry Bird? Larry Legend. These are two of the greatest to ever touch a basketball. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Human, I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Great to have you back on the show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. In today's episode, I want to talk about my two favorite NBA players of all time, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. And I actually want to take a look on how did Michael Jordan actually do against Larry Bird. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also click on that notifications button so you always get notified once I upload a new video. Also, if you want to support my channel, you want to get access to exclusive podcasts with me and former NBA players, please check out my Patreon account. You can find the link underneath the video. And I would say, without any more blah blah, let's get right into this stuff. Alright, so the first meeting of Michael Jordan and Larry Bird wasn't actually an NBA game, but it was in 1984 when Michael Jordan was playing with the Olympic team against the NBA All-Stars. And you guys really have to pay attention because the following clip exactly shows how the NBA mentality was back in the days.
Bird waged psychological warfare.
What was it, July 9th, 1984?
Bird waged psychological warfare at the drop of a ball.
The 84 Olympic team was playing an exhibition game against a bunch of pros, including Larry Bird, and they were in the warm-ups. And a ball bounced down from the college end of the court to the pro end. And Michael Jordan went down to chase it. The ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands. And Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head, as if to say, you're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a damn who you are. Larry Bird knows exactly who this guy is and what's going to happen in the next few years. And he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
In 1980,
Larry said, you're not that guy yet. You're not that guy yet, but it don't matter who. Go get that ball. I'm not handing you nothing. Okay.
Years, and he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
In 1984, Larry Bird was already at the top of his game. A few years prior, he was Rookie of the Year and helped the Celtics with the biggest turnaround in NBA history and simply making the Celtics relevant again. In the 1984-85 season, Larry Bird was already a five-time NBA All-Star, an MVP, an NBA champion, and considered by many to be the...
What the? He just crossed over, full speed, runner, three off one leg, three-pointer. Nobody does this.
NBA All-Star, an MVP, an NBA champion, and considered by many to be the best player in the world. So when Jordan came in with all the hype, Larry Bird knew exactly that he had to keep an eye on Jordan because Jordan's first games in the NBA were simply incredible. I mean, when was the last time you saw an NBA rookie averaging 28 points per game? So the first real NBA game when
I won't say that'll never happen again, but 28 a game. Rookie. It's very hard to do, I'll say that.
Rookie averaging 28 points per game. So the first real NBA game when Michael Jordan played against Larry Bird was on the 15th November in 1984. And what happened? Well, the Celtics won, but Michael Jordan was really playing well. He had 27 points in comparison to 14 points of Larry Bird, but the Celtics didn't need more of Larry Bird because they were just so much stronger than the Chicago Bulls at that time. Still, the second meeting was won by the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan dropped 32 points on Larry Bird, who only had 10 in that game, shooting only 3 out of 14. team. And then in 1985, Larry Bird stepped up his game, again defeating the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan when Larry dropped 28 points, grabbed 11 rebounds and 4 assists, showing Michael Jordan that he had to wait his turn. And from then on, it was a rivalry. The next 4 games, there was no game where Michael Jordan or Larry Bird had less than 25 points. And even though they had different positions, they were really going at each other, and you could really see that they wanted to have the edge. In Michael Jordan's second season, so in the 1985-1986 season, Michael Jordan got hurt and only could play in 18 games where he only started 7 of them. But Michael Jordan wouldn't be Michael Jordan if he wouldn't make something legendary out of that situation in the playoffs.
I heard about that. Mike came back and scored. That's when he had the 63-point bubble. Before that game, he had like 40 or something like that. I'm not sure. Mike never not went off. Mike, it seemed like, was always ready to play Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. But the Celtics are just a stronger team. They're just a stronger team.
Something legendary out of that situation in the playoffs. I think the most iconic game of Michael Jordan playing against the Boston Celtics and Larry Bird has to be in 1986 in the playoffs, of course. Michael Jordan dropped 63 points, and of course he didn't drop all of them on Larry Bird, but Larry Bird actually also had to guard Michael.
Boston Garden was home to many great Celtic championship teams, but the 1985-86 Celtics, led by 3-time MVP Larry Bird, were truly something special. They posted a franchise-best 67-15 record that season, which earned them a meeting with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. Coming off a foot injury in only his second year in the NBA, Jordan was faced with an interesting problem.
The question is, can one man beat the Lakers, or do you need a more diversified attack today?
Well, we're playing the Boston Celtics, Pat, but I think it's going to be more of a 5-man game, and we really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
It's hard to imagine that 6 weeks ago you were sitting on the bench.
Yes, it is. It's very hard for me to imagine. I'm very happy I'm playing now, and I'm very happy that I can contribute to the team.
All right, thank you. Good luck today. You don't have to remind me again that you are playing the Boston Celtics. Air Jordan's getting ready to take off.
Nah, yeah. When you have a great team, there's just no one man can beat a great team. I don't care how great you are. A better player will never beat a better team. Simple as that. It says Mike dominated the Celtics for 63 points in Game 2 of the Bulls' first-round series, but I believe they still ended up losing.
You don't have to remind me again that you are playing the Boston Celtics. Air Jordan's getting ready to take off. The problem is the runway is in Boston.
Jordan trying to think Bird, can't do it. It's the jump.
Like, some people, this play right here, bro, which I think is crazy. There's a lot of people who like, Mike couldn't even go nowhere. Like, did they not see what just? Don't get me. Larry played decent defense right here, but Mike hit him with 3 through the legs, go strong left, pull up, and Larry really couldn't jump to contest that pull. That pull up wasn't very contested because that strong. It's all you think he's gonna drive as a defender. You think he's gonna drive. He's Mike. He flies through the air, but then a pull up on a dime. You're not ready for that. You could try to contest, but it's going to be a late contest.
Jordan's getting ready to take off. The problem is the runway is in Boston.
Jordan trying to think Bird, can't do it. It's the jumper. Going baseline. Michael Jordan, the basket, good at a foul. Ames guarding Michael Jordan. Jordan goes up with a shot and hits it. Michael Jordan, basket would be good at the foul. 25. Michael Jordan.
Get off me, Danny. Wow.
What a great shot, and a basket and a foul. 3 on the shot clock. Jordan, basket, good, and a foul. 58 for Michael Jordan. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan.
But Larry say, I think he's God disguised as Michael Jordan. I couldn't believe anybody could do that against the Celtics.
Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
The rivalry between Bird and Jordan was super interesting because you could see that Jordan wanted to surpass Larry Bird so bad, but of course Bird didn't want to go down without a fight.
you have to wait for them to get the ball before you can double. Was that the rule? Because I know there was a rule against something like that. So he's like, you can't double yet. You can't double yet. All right, now you can double. So you gotta wait for him to catch the ball. Then you send the double team. Y'all let me. I'm not too sure about how that rule worked.
You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. First jumper, good. 3.6 seconds left. Larry Bird in this building had to know it was going to. Michael came over to help out.
Yeah, that was tough.
All right, folks, now let's have a look on all the games Michael Jordan and Larry Bird actually had to face each other. Well, as you guys probably know, Larry Bird retired in 1992, so the guys actually only had 28 regular season games where they played each other, and Larry Bird won 17 and Michael Jordan 11, so that's a clear thing. But still, we have to put that into the right perspective. The Chicago Bulls in the mid-1980s were far away from the Boston Celtics, so that team even won 11 games to me is actually a sensation. Now let's compare Larry Bird and Michael Jordan stat-wise individually. Both players played almost the same amount of minutes every game. The field goal percentage is pretty similar, both shooting around 50%, which is really, really good. But then we have the first major difference. Larry Bird was by far the better three-point shooter. So in that category, Michael Jordan didn't even stand.
47% 3-point. God dang, Larry was stroking the F out.
Difference. Larry Bird was by far the better three-point shooter. So in that category, Michael Jordan didn't even stand a chance. The free throw percentage, Michael Jordan was a really good free throw shooter, but Larry Bird was one of the best of all time. So also that one has to go to Larry Bird. Also, it's obvious that Larry Bird was the better rebounder, but that also has something to do with his size and his position. And again, Larry Bird was also the better passer. Still, Michael Jordan is one of the most underrated passers of all time, but Larry Bird had that so-called passing gift, so that one also went to Larry Bird. But now we get to the categories where Michael Jordan definitely had the upper hand. Larry Bird was a decent defender, but Michael Jordan is one of the best defenders of all time. And you can see that not only in his steals, he had 2.7 in comparison to 1.4, but also being the shorter player, but still leading with blocks. I think that speaks for itself. And scoring-wise, we all know that Michael Jordan was one of the best scorers of all time, and he had many 40-plus games, so that one also definitely went to Michael Jordan.
It's hard to believe a guy scored that many baskets and they lose, but I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, which it was really easy then when I started guarding him. Then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Got it! 63 for Jordan!
The one thing that you can say about Michael Jordan is that he's a true man. He's a fellow that goes out and gives us all, whether it's on or off the court. He does a lot for charities, and I've had a great association with him as far as just being around him and trying to do some of the things that he does. Everybody's involved in charities, but when Michael does it, there's so much love and so much giving that it helps everyone out.
So how did Michael Jordan do against Larry Bird? To me, it was obvious that the Bulls didn't stand a chance against the Celtics, so I'm pretty surprised that they actually won 11 games. And stat-wise, you can see Jordan never backed down. It was pretty equal, so Michael Jordan was actually putting up some good fights. Just one more thing that I would like to add. To me as a fan, it was just great to see Larry Bird and Michael Jordan play at the 1992 Olympics, and I wanted to end this video with this special scene.
To the offense led by Perez, throws the three up, and rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Patrick with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind the back save. Here's Bird.
Oh my God.
Hey, you guys, if you're active on Facebook, I can really recommend Open Court.
Definitely two phenomenal, incredible basketball players. In their head-to-head matchups, it said Larry had the better team, but statistically, I feel like they were pretty evened out. They were pretty. Larry won categories, Mike won categories. At the end of the day, it's two incredible, phenomenal basketball players going head-to-head. That's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it? Follow the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal, out.